QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022 Bank Feeds Matching Deposit from Customer. Get ready because we bookkeeping pros are moving up the hilltop with QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022. Here we are in our Bank Feeds practice file going through the setup process with the View dropdown, the Open Windows list on the left-hand side, Company dropdown, Home page in the middle, maximizing it to the gray area. Reports drop down. We're going to the company and financial down to the profit and loss standard. We're going to customize that report with a range change from 010121 123121 fonts and numbers, changing that font, bringing it up to 14. Okay, yes please, and okay. Reports drop down, company and financial, profit and loss standard with the range change from 010121 to 123121. Customizing that report, going to the fonts and numbers, changing the font size up to 14. Okay, yes please, and okay. Reports drop down again, going to the accounting and taxes trial balance with the range change from 010121 to 123121. And then we'll customize that report with the fonts and numbers and change the font size up to 14. Okay, yes please, and okay. Let's open up the Bank Feed Center now by going to the Banking drop-down. We want to go to the Bank Feeds, Bank Feed Center, maximizing the Bank Feed Center to the gray area, closing the caret on the left-hand side. We're going to filter by the deposits. We're in the deposits that we're focusing in on here. We're going to go to the deposits, closing this out, and we're just going to pick another one of these interest payments. So we're just going to pick this little interest payment deposit of 9 cents here for our next example. And to do this, we're then going to open up the caret. Let's open up the caret and let's go to the home page. And we're then going to imagine a situation. For now, we're going to have the create the sales receipt. Then we're going to receive the payment, which will decrease the accounts receivable, put the money into undeposited funds on our side. Then we will actually record the deposit, and then we will match the deposit up to the bank feeds, just doing a matching process using the bank feeds in essence as a reconciliation tool as opposed to a tool used to create the financial statements to enter the transaction. Let's take a look at it now. So I'm going to go to create an invoice, starting out the process. Let's make 2 invoices that add up to that 9 cents. And we're going to say, let's make the first one for customer 1. And we'll say this is on, let's say this is on 10/15, and then we'll say this is going to be item 3, and the first one is for, let's say, 6 cents. Actually, the quantity 1 rate we'll say is 6 cents. And this will increase the accounts receivable. The other side's going to go to revenue. And then let's make another one. Let's say save and new this time. Save and new. And let's make this one for customer. Let's just make it customer 2. Customer 2. We'll set up a new customer on this one. Quick add in it. And this will be on, let's say this happens on 10/16. Customer 2. And this will be for the item 3. This time the rate that we're going to have is 3 cents. And so that's going to be quantity 3 cents. No, we want quantity at 1. And then the rate's at 3 cents. So there we have it. This is going to increase the accounts receivable. Other side going to the sales or revenue. Let's check it out. Save it and close it. And the template field cannot be blank. I deleted the template field. So we want a standard invoice, Intuit packing, Intuit invoice template. So that should be about the same. I changed the template, but I think that's going to work. Save it and close it. Then let's go to the balance sheet and check out what we did by going to the receivables. And we've got that 2 transactions, the 6 and the 3 right there for customer 1 and 2, the 2 invoices. The other side going to the profit and the loss, the P and the L. Double clicking on the sales. We've got the 6 and the 3 there too. Closing it back out. Going back up to the balance sheet. We can also see the information for the AR. We can see it by going to the customers drop down, customers center. And within the customer center, we can take a look at customer number 1, where we have that 6 cents item. And then we've got customer 2, with the 3-cent item. We can also find it by going to the reports drop down, customers and receivables. Take a look at the customer balance detail report, where we once again have the 6 cents for customer 1, the 3 cents for customer 2. Now let's imagine the next step, home page. We're going to get payments from these two customers. We're going to actually record it on our end, not relying on the bank feeds, but recording the received payment. This will be increasing undeposited funds, and the other side is going to then go out of the accounts receivable. We'll do the first one for customer 1. We're going to pick up that 6 cents right there. Picking it up, I'm going to say okay, and don't show me that again. Por favor. Let's say this happens on the 17th. Let's say the 17th. It's going to go into undeposited funds. Now, I could put it directly into the checking account here, you'll note, because I turned on the optionality to do that. But I'm going to imagine we get these two payments from two different customers, and then I'm going to deposit them at the same time. We could be doing that possibly with credit cards, for example. That could happen. Or if we got payments in cash, so that I can't deposit this directly into the bank, because then when I try to match it up to the bank feed, it won't be in the same format, because the bank feed was for 9 cents, which is matching these two things up. That's the purpose of the undeposited funds. So I'm going to save it and close it. Save it and close it, and then we'll do it again. Now you can see the number 1 here, because we got like a deposit that needs to be made. We'll do it again, this time for customer number 2. Customer numero dos. Customer, here we go. That's going to be the 3 cents. Checking it off. There we have it. And so this happened on the 17-2. So we'll say that's going to decrease the AR. The other side, undeposited funds. Save it and close it. There we have it. Now let's see what happened to the balance sheet. If we go to the balance sheet, where's our balance at? We're then going to go into the accounts receivable. It has now gone down, you would expect, by those two amounts, 6.3 up, 6.3 down with the payment form. Other side going to undeposited funds is what we would expect here. Where's there it is, 9 cents in undeposited funds from those two payments that have now gone into it, the 3 and the 6. Closing it back out, then we're going to move that 9 cents into the bank. We need that 9 cents into the bank right now. This is important. So we're going to go back to the home page, and we're going to make the deposit, selecting the deposit. This is the key to the deposit form, is it's going to allow us to put these deposits into our bank account in our side as a lump sum, as opposed to two separate amounts, allowing us then to see it in our bank account in the same format we expect to see it on the bank statement. Okay. Making this as of the 17th, this is going to increase the bank account checking, other side decreasing undeposited funds. Let's do this and check it out on the trial balance this time. Save it and close it. Going down to the trusty TB trial balance. And then, so this shows all the accounts, which is a little bit easier to work with. Balance sheet on top of the income statement. Double clicking on the checking account, we should see that big 9 cents hitting it, making a big splash as it hits here on the 17th. There it is. Boom. 9 cents. Deposit. There's a deposit form in one lump sum. We're going to then close that back out. The other side is in the undeposited funds, or went out of undeposited funds is the better or more proper and accurate way to put it. And it went out using the two separate transactions here to decrease them. And that way you can see the detail here in undeposited funds. You can see the lump sum together into the checking account. Now, how do the bank feeds fit into that? Well, we already recorded the deposit. The bank feeds are not going to record anything new. The bank feeds are going to help us with the bank reconciliation process, basically tying out the fact that, yes, that deposit does match what we've got on the bank. And so if we go over to the bank feeds, we're going to say that 9 cents right there, which it might pick up because it now looks like it picked it up possibly. Actually, no. Where's my 9 cents? Let's close up the caret. Let's go to the filtering option and deposits. Where did my filter go? I could have swore I filtered it. I could have swore, and then I missed the opportunity. I had the perfect opportunity to swear, and I didn't do it, and I regret it because I wanted to swear at that. Okay, so then we have it right here. So we're gonna match this. We're gonna hit the drop down, match it. Now sometimes it might match this one out if we were to do it in the proper ordering, and notice that this the deposit is before when we entered the information into the system. So that's probably why it didn't match it out, because I got the dates wrong, because I entered our info. So if this was after, it might have been able to pick that one up. But note, again, all it really has to pick up is the amount. So the matching might not be perfect all the time, although oftentimes it will automatically pick it up and then put it over here into the recognized item. But you got to be careful with it, because again, it doesn't have all the information. It's still kind of guessing when it tries to pick it up. So I'm going to go ahead and match it then. And we're going to match it to this, not to the 60. I want to see the dates, show all dates. And then we want to show that 9 cents, which it doesn't really make sense because I put this in here after the deposit date. So, bear with me on that. Apologies. So we'll save it, and there we have it. And so that's in the added to the register now. That's on 9/30/21. So if we open up the carrot, there's nothing new that has happened with regards to the financial statements, but it does help us with that bank reconciliation process. So we just basically, all we did there is say, yes, we got this information from the bank, and we tick and tied it out to what we recorded on our side, which is actually what you're supposed to do with the full service bookkeeping system, right? When we hit the bank, we're supposed to record it on our side, and then we look at the bank feed information and say, yes, that matches the bank feed information, which is a double external check that we have done things properly, which we typically do with a bank reconciliation, which we would still like to do here, but this gives us that kind of a step towards the process of kind of reconciling as we check these items off as we go. So that would be more of a full service type of bookkeeping system. So next time we'll talk about what about if we have a create sales receipt item, and then we'll get into that one next time.